And we're live. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Just Between You and Me. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Michael. And today we are going to talk about what are walls.
So we've used this word a couple of times in some of our past videos, and we realized we never defined it for you guys. So we'd love to share what we believe walls are. For us, walls are anything that holds you back from your authenticity.
Yeah, that's a great way to say it. And I will add to that, walls are what keep our heart closed. Walls are what keep us closed to accepting and receiving love from others, and also keep us from loving ourselves.
And walls, don't get us wrong, walls can be very important. Walls are put up to protect. They're the things that our ego puts up to keep us safe. And oftentimes they're learned because we've been hurt. And so we put those walls up to be like, I don't want to be hurt again in that way.
Right.
And so they can be very important things. But that doesn't necessarily mean they're the best thing for us in that moment, in every moment.
They could be protecting us. They could also be holding us back. And discerning the difference can feel scary. A lot of people resist it. And I've resisted it for years in some of my walls.
And I have too.
Yeah, maybe we can give an example. Maybe that'll be a later video in Patreon site. But I think when you said boundaries, when you said protecting, I thought of boundaries. And boundaries is another video we will do. But I do want to make the note here that sometimes healthy boundaries in the past that we've set have their place, but sometimes walls evolve out of those boundaries that we may or may not catch. And we catch them when we do, just going through life naturally. But I think it's really important to distinct walls from healthy boundaries. Because walls can almost be unhealthy boundaries or boundaries that hold us back.
Yeah. That's an interesting distinction. And I think, like Michael said, boundaries is another conversation that we'll go into on another video. I also want to put a note here that walls, as we take our walls down, it can feel really scary and like really emotionally sensitive or raw when we start to take our walls down. It can feel very unsafe. Exposing. Even though it's not actually unsafe, it can feel that way.
Yeah, and we can even make it unsafe if we really feed into that. So there really is an amount of self-parenting or self-space holding and really like I got me, like I am supporting myself, I trust myself, I love myself, I accept myself. All of that. And finding supportive community members or partners who can hold space for you to take your walls down and not use it as an opportunity to tear you down. That's really a strong difference between a healthy connection and an unhealthy connection is who in your life has the capacity to support you in that way. And do you have the capacity to support yourself in that way? Yeah.
And I think that is rooted in trusting self, accepting self, trusting others, and creating that authenticity. All of things that we've talked about in previous videos.
Totally.
So if you're interested in any of those topics, and this is the first video you're joining us on, feel free to look through the playlist and find all of those videos on those topics down below.
Yeah. So I do want to say one more point. I think we've done a good job at conceptually defining a wall. I want to give an example without going too deep here. I think that's going to be helpful. Yeah. I think a wall for me has been feeling like, oh yeah, this is a big one. I've felt like in the past being told what to do or being told how I'm experienced by an intimate partner, such as yourself, has been like someone diagnosing me or projecting onto me. And I've many times in this connection even had walls up around receiving from Michelle something she's observed me doing that I've just been like, no, I reject that. And it's almost been like an immediate push away because I have those walls that say it's not safe to receive a diagnosis from someone else.
One of the ways that we've described this wall is that I see a behavior that's happening and I say, hey, Michael, this thing keeps happening. And you take that, and then you've told me you take that as me telling you how you are. So you want to explain that a little more?
That's been a very true experience for me. When someone has observed something in me and they bring it to me, especially an intimate partner, I feel diagnosed and I feel like my wall comes up. And in that wall, I feel diagnosed. I feel like I'm being told how I am and how I act, and I feel like it doesn't leave any room for when I've consciously shown up in my own life internally, me being the person who knows the most about who I am and what I do and what I think inside, where I act from, as in where I do my actions from, not fake acting. All that comes up, and my wall comes up, and it's like, no, you don't know me. You don't know what my intentions were. And
when in reality, all I'm saying is, hey, I've observed this behavior repeatedly.
Can we talk
about it?
Right.
And that has created a dynamic of you feeling like you're being told what to do or how you are.
And there's been past experiences where that has been true in my experience and other connections. So my wall's up there, and taking my wall down to like receive that without like needing to wear it like, you know,
armor.
As in it's true. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to receive what Michelle's saying, but like, oh, she sees that, so that's true for her, and so it's true for me. Like, I can get curious about it. And taking walls down, I think, is really about getting curious about self and loving and accepting self and all the things we've said already. So
and there's a difference between someone saying you're this and you're that, and someone saying, hey, I've seen this behavior and that leads me to believe these things. Let's talk about it.
Right. And I think a deeper video that we'll discuss on Patreon is when the person bringing that forward has anger or frustration. And they're trying to bring that forward from a state of like neutrality and curiosity, but they also have a charge to it, so they're not neutral. So we'll talk more about that later.
On Patreon.
But I think that gives a great example of a wall. It's real time, like something that Michele and I are working through. These do happen in both directions. It's a practice to take our walls down, open our hearts, and really receive each other and feel received by each other. So I think that's a great
summary on walls.
That's a great wall around the walls. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
So we really appreciate you joining us today. If you have any questions or any comments about what we talked about today or any topic really, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section down below, and we'd love to hear from you.
Yes.
And if you have anything else you'd like to contact us for, all of our contact information is in the description down below.
100%. Yep. So thank you all for joining us today on Just Between You and Me. I'm Michael.
I'm Michele. We'll see you later. Mwah.